Hey guys, me again. My latest and greatest, probably this is like the thing I've been wanting to do for a while, but I wasn't sure, um, is a Saberforge ASP um, hilt. I have inside I have it running a Nano Biscotti V3, Arctic Blue, KR Saber's non-illuminated AV switch. I don't like the illuminated AV switches. I don't usually light them up anyways. And that little ring just takes up space. But yeah, I have the emitter of Vigilant. I don't know what switch this is. A Venom body and a Fallen pommel. I also have it with a 28mm bass speaker, a custom 3D printed chassis from Jedi Jordan's Custom Sabers. It's really cool looking chassis. I told him this when he first posted photos, but when you put a battery in there, it looks like it's a power cell. It looks like something from the universe Star Wars, you know. I added this little non-functional, just for aesthetic, um, LED accent light. This was where the cover tech knob was before. I did not like it there. I don't like the cover tech knob being super high up so that it like gets caught on my shirt when I take it off. Because I don't use Saberforge's belt clips. I use the Darklight Customs cover tech mounting system. This little greebly here, I drilled a hole here and then I threaded it wrong and then the threads broke. So I redid it and I was like, oh, I had a little greebly there or something. Um, but I'm usually a huge fan of thin neck sabers, but I'm always so afraid that they're gonna break, and I didn't want that for my custom saber. This was originally gonna be a thin neck, but for my own custom saber, I did not want it. I didn't want that worry. I wanted to bash it. I wanted to bash it, and I bashed this one, and I don't feel the wobbliness of because of the thin neck. You know, I had this one. I had the LED mounted. It goes up to about just wherever the here. That's where the set screw is. That's where it ends. That's where the LED ends. And then I had this much socket. Where with the thin neck, you had like I think an inch, if that. And after a couple hours of dueling, it was just wobbly, and I didn't like dealing with that. I don't have to worry. I don't want to have to worry about my dueling hilt when I'm dueling. It's awesome display. It's great. I have a thin neck chosen. I had a thin neck exalted. Both have the tall. Oh yeah, and I had this Saberforge blade plug. Yeah, that's the one I like the most. I think out of the ones that they have right now. And that chosen is my go-to. I swapped the emitter with the one that it came with one from the Exalted. Sold the Exalted. It was a little too long for my taste. Even this one's a little bit too long, but it's like perfect grip. It's like the good amount of grip that I like. One-handed, right-handed. I have Shameems Graflex font on here. Like I said, it's an Arctic Blue. Power it on. I really like the shade of blue that this Arctic Saberforge Arctic Blue gives off, and it's great. On my This is my almost everyday mounted hilt. I take it to work. I've taken it to restaurants. I took it to a really fancy restaurant yesterday, and people looked at me like, "What? He has a lightsaber?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do." But yeah, I weathered it. I got all the pieces I got were dual tone, and I weathered it. And the process I used was kind of inspired by that Shameem's weathering process. I've done ones with my own shattered weathering, and I think it's cool and everything for like a dark side hilt. But I didn't want this to be a dark side hilt. I wanted it to be just a really old, um, somewhat New Republic inspired hilt. A new cosplay I'm working on is a New Republic Jedi, maybe having been trained somewhat in the Old Republic with Yoda and them, but outlived the Empire, and then partnered up with Luke in his New Order or something, or is buddies with Luke or something. So look forward to that soon. Um, so I took Rust-Oleum oil rubbed bronze and a Valspar red, uh, hot rod red flat spray paint, and sprayed them at the same time, so it was the same little particles going onto the blade. Did a coat of each and a coat together, while they were still wet. Um, then did a layer of this like antiquing stuff, and it gave you like a aged, but it gave it a chunky feel, so it looked like it was like an antique, so it would look old. um, I let it sit for about 2 days, and I coated it with Rust-Oleum clear coat. It was a, I don't think it was I don't think it was semi-gloss, I think it was satin. And I let it sit there for about a week. I tested it out to see how it would do. Oh, I sanded it, and then tried dueling with it, but I noticed that it was still coming off on my hands, and I didn't like that. It was a little sticky. So I sanded it way down, so now you can barely see that there's any weathering. Um, but it's just enough so that it looks old. That's my thing. I wanted it to look old. Um, and then I did like 4 layers over 3 days. So I'd go to bed, leave it out of Valspar satin, um, clear coat. And the reason I use a different brand was because I've heard that there's sometimes like chemical reactions when you don't use the same brand, and I think that's what it did, and I like it. Like you see those white pieces on there on the black. That's just, I'm pretty sure that's just a chemical reaction of mixing two different brands of spray paint above each other, and I like it. And then I did 2 more layers over 2 more days. Just let it sit, let it dry, do another layer, and yeah. And I really like how it came out. I use Loctite to seal the emitter plus the switch section. Um, this I thought about doing Loctite, but I don't think I will in case I ever need to do maintenance on it or anything. So the battery I have is an 18650. No, yeah, 18650 from Custom Saber Shop, and it connects to the board using a JST connector because I don't like in-hill recharges. I don't like having the things in there. I don't like having an in-hill. Honestly, I don't feel confident doing in-hill recharge charges. I like, anyone being. I could tell my wife, "Hey, hook up my saber," and she knows how. Um, and it's just easier for me, and I'm more comfortable. Other guys that do it, it's cool how they do it in hill. I prefer that. That looks cool because it's smart. It's not just a weird little like power thing sticking out there while you're having your hilt on. But so I can unscrew this piece, and kind of like Keenan Jarrus, he unscrews his lightsaber, and that's where he connects it and everything. You connect it back, and next I'll put the, yeah. And this, I mean, it's great. It's probably like my most favorite fun project that I've done. Let me take the blade plug off and put this is the blade plug. It's got a little paint residue on it from when I spray painted. Cause I wanted to get the top, so I accidentally got some in the socket, but whatever. It's covered up anyways. Who cares? Tighten it. But I have Shameems Graflex HD sound font, and I just like how it sounds. It's a nice, deep, bassy lightsaber sound. I used to have Ahsoka's that he has, Fulcrum font, and that one's great. But no one ever knows what it is. Like I don't have a lot of friends that are into lightsabers like I am, and so everyone's like, "What a weird sound." So I wanted something a little more traditional that was more iconic and recognizable. But here it is. I have the flicker set pretty high. Oh, can't really see it on there. Yeah, you can't. It's not picking it up. Here's my cat. He likes lightsabers, except red. He's afraid of the red ones for some weird reason. But there it is. Super bright. It's not as loud as This one, because it's just it. I think the resonance on here is just crazy. It's that ball at the end. You know that I think it just amplifies it like times 10. But I'm really happy with this one. This is like my everything I've learned has come to this has been applied to this hilt, and I couldn't be happier. This will probably be the hilt that I use for my next fan film. It's comfortable. It's I have a larger battery than just a regular 18650. I have the one that has a higher capacity, so you know it'll last me a whole day of shooting, if need be. But yeah, this. I haven't thought of a name for it. So if you guys have any suggestions, throw them my way, and I'll consider them. But thanks again for watching, guys, and may the force be with you.